Hey guys, I'm Chloe.
And my name's Skylar.
And together we're Kids Can Cook Gourmet.
Today we're going to be teaching you how to make a fresh pasta with a basic sauce. This is a very delicious recipe, and the basic pasta can be added on to make a variety of other very cool recipes, including raviolis and lasagnas.
The ingredients we're going to be using today is a Tipo flour.
So the Tipo is basically an Italian general purpose flour. If you don't have it, you can substitute it for regular all-purpose flour.
We're also going to be using a semolina flour.
Semolina flour is a coarse ground durum wheat. It gives it more texture and it has a higher gluten content to make it extra stretchy.
We're also going to be using eggs, but eggs can be substituted with water. Next we have our oil, which will be used to lightly oil the pasta. We have 3 pasta sauces: tomato basil, creamy tomato, and marinara. Today we're going to be using our tomato basil pasta sauce.
It's a delicious base sauce that mainly consists of organic tomatoes, celery, carrot, onion, and basil. It can absorb so many different flavors, such as cooked chorizo or mushrooms. This is a great sauce to just put on your everyday pasta. So here we've measured out the ingredients. We're making pasta for 4 people today. The pasta rule of thumb is you want 50 grams of each flour and 1 egg per person. 50 grams of flour is about 1/3 of a cup.
So here we have 1 cup and 1/3 of each flour and 4 eggs,
which is equivalent to 4 servings.
To begin the process, we're going to dump both flours onto the table.
And then you'll want to combine the 2 flours together. After you've done that, you want to create a well in the middle of your flour. And you'll crack 4 eggs into that well. And then we want to whisk up all the eggs together until it's well combined. Now you actually want to incorporate the flour into the egg mixture and slowly whisk it into a batter. Now you can start kneading. Good technique is you want to fold it over and squish it with your palm of your hand. Fold, squish, fold, squish. If your dough is feeling a little bit too wet, simply take some flour and dust the counter. If you find your dough is way too dry, run your hands under the tap and continue kneading with your wet hands.
Seven minutes later.
Okay, how you can tell if it's done is if when you push your finger into it lightly, it should jump right back.
Now what you're going to do is take your olive oil and your plastic wrap.
You want to lightly oil your dough so it doesn't dry out while it's resting. Simply place your dough into the plastic wrap and wrap it so that there's no air touching the dough. You don't want it to dry out.
Now what you're going to do is you're going to place it on a plate and in a fridge.
You want your pasta to rest for around 30 minutes.
And a good time to use that half an hour is to clean the kitchen, so your parents let you cook again.
So now we're going to get the pasta out of the fridge and I'm going to teach you how you can roll it out. The pasta bike is a great way to have even and consistent sheets, and you'll have equally sized noodles.
But if you don't have one of these, we'll show you later how to do it with just a rolling pin and knife.
Unwrap the pasta dough from the plastic wrap, and you're going to want to slice a small piece off. That's the size that you'll want to roll through. You don't want to slice off too big a piece because it'll be difficult to roll and your noodles will be way too long. You want to fold it over again to help make your pasta extra chewy. So after you've rolled it through a couple times, you can change the setting.
Move it up one at a time so gradually it gets thinner, but it doesn't too quickly or else it will rip.
Okay, so now that we're done rolling it out, we're gonna roll it through this cutter piece. Today we're gonna make tagliatelles, It's like magic. Perfectly cut and spaced noodles come out of the pasta bike.
You know that it will always be the same thickness.
Good. So now you can cut them in half, or if you just like really, really long noodles, and have them like that. Now we're going to show you how you can roll it out by hand.
The good old-fashioned way with a rolling pin and a knife.
Start off by cutting a chunk of your dough off. You're going to want to roll this out to your desired consistency. You have to be careful though, because if you roll one side thinner than the other, it will be inconsistent noodles. And you'll want to change the direction that you're rolling in occasionally as well. If your dough starts sticking to the counter, simply grab your semolina flour, sprinkle it on, and rub it around. Okay, so now I think that my whole sheet of pasta is fairly consistent. I'm going to show you how you can cut it. First, you just want to fold it in half. Make sure that there's lots of semolina flour between it so it doesn't stick. Fold over and over again until it's a nice small piece, and grab your knife. Slice into even size. Once your noodles are all cut, simply unfold each individual noodle. There you have your fresh pasta.
Woohoo! Now that we have it all served up, we're going to get a nice garnish with the basil. That should be enough.
Thank you, Chloe. Now I'm slicing it into little strips. That will add a gourmet touch to your meal.
Here you go.
I've already flaked this Parmesan cheese. You can put a couple of them on your pasta.
And it's really yummy. Parmesan cheese is my favorite cheese. As a final touch, we like to add a little bit of salt.
Salt not only makes it salty, but it actually enhances all the different individual flavors. So I like to put a nice generous pinch on. Okay guys, so now we've worked super hard to make this delicious plate of pasta. It looks pretty good, but there's only one way to find out. Chloe, do you want to give it a sample?
Sure, looks yummy. That's really good. Tastes even better than it looks. Hashtag delicious.
It's great to hear. Now let's serve it to the rest of the family. And even you too can try to cook it yourself. Thank you so much for watching.
Stay tuned for our next easy, nutritious, and hashtag delicious cooking video. Bon appetit!